So we're going to start off with some altered sun salutations, just to make them a bit more accessible for CrossFitters. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through the movement first. I'll show you what it is, and then we'll do it together. Okay? So we're going to be stood up straight, legs locked out, reach down towards the floor. If you can get your hands to the floor, that's fine. If you can't, you can bend the knees. That's all right. We're going to walk the hands out, trying to keep those heels down, up onto the toes into that plank position. We're going to bring up the left foot, drop down, come up into a stretch, back to the plank, right foot, down, up into that stretch. Then we're going to come back into that plank. We're going to go up into that downward dog. So legs locked out, pushing that chest towards the thighs. And we're going to come down into a cobra. And then we're going to walk ourselves back up. All right? Nice and simple, but we're going to spend a bit of time on this because we're trying to stretch as much of the body as possible. Oh, there you go, more light. All right, so let's all get into position. Lovely. All right, so we're going to reach down to the ground, hold, and we're going to slowly walk those hands out to that plank position. Good. Left foot comes up, right knee to the floor, step back, squeeze the bum, drive the hips forwards, back to that plank. Right foot comes up, drop the knee, chest comes up into that stretch, drive the hips forwards, back to the plank. Let's change that order, and we're just going to drop the hips to the floor first. Okay, keep the toes on the floor so big toe digs into the ground. Lift that chest up and try and pull the shoulders back to increase that stretch. Don't hunch up. Then from here, we're just going to pop our hips up into the air, trying to drive the heels down to the floor, into that down dog, chest to the thighs, and then we're going to walk the hands back to the feet and stand up. Okay? Nice and simple. So let's do that again. Reach down to the floor. We're going to hold. We're going to hold the positions a little bit longer this time. Walk those hands out. That plank. Left foot up. Knee down and up. Back to the plank. Right foot up, left knee down, and up. Really try and lift your chest up as high as you can. Back to that plank. Keep the weight on the big toes, drop the hips to the floor, pull the shoulders back, and try and look up at the ceiling. You can get a bit of a stretch through the throat and neck muscles by clenching the teeth as well. Hips up into that downward dog. And we're going to walk the hands back. Stand. Cool. All right, so we're going to do this again. We're going to hold the stretches for a little bit longer. Okay, we're going to go for about 20 seconds at each position this time. Down to the hamstring stretch. Walk those hands out to the plank. And left foot up, right knee down. And back to the plank. Right foot up. Left knee down. Back to your plank. Then let's drop the hips to the floor, pull the shoulders back, try and look up at the ceiling. And hips up into the down dog. All right, last time. We're going to try and hold those stretches for a minute this time, so it's going to be quite a long one. And hands down to the floor. And let's walk those hands out to the plank. Left foot up. Let's come back to that plank. Right foot up. Left knee down. And coming up again. back to the plank. And you let those hips drop to the floor. Keep the big toes in, shoulders back, and look up. Pop those hips up into that downward dog. Let's slowly walk those hands back up to the feet. Slight bend of the knee, and let's stand up. Whew. Okay. Lovely. So next we're going to have a look at some stuff specific for your shoulders and chest. All right, so there we go. So we're going to get our hands behind our back here. We're going to push them out to a straight arm. There. All right. Then from here, we're just going to start trying to lift the hands up as high as you can. All right, without leaning forward and coming into this position. All right, it's not about how high you can lift it, it's just about how well you feel that stretch. So pull your tummy in, stand up straight. I'm just going to lift that up and then relax it down. Good. All right, so we're going to pull the shoulders back, stand up straight, lift again. And back down. Good. All right, so let's bring those hands up and to the small of the back. Keep those fingers laced together, and we're just going to start pulling the shoulders back, elbows back, sorry, elbows and shoulders back, trying to get that stretch on the chest. So keep the palm, the hands, tight to the back, so you're just above the small of your back here. And relax. Let's try and bring those hands up a bit higher. So try and bring those hands as high at the back as you can. See if you can get to the bottom of your rib cage. Big breath. As we breathe out, we're going to pull those elbows back as far as you can again. And relax. Bring those hands down lower, so just to the top of the bum. We'll pull those elbows back again. those hands together. And what ideally we'd like to do is have those hands facing upwards, but I'm not flexible enough to get in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hands together and then make a fist here. So my fist is pointing upwards. If you're really flexible or have particularly small shoulders, you can do sort of like almost praying behind the back, but that's just not feasible for me. So from here, we're just going to hold that. You should get a nice gentle stretch in the front of your shoulders from this. I'm just going to hold this for a minute. So try and keep that tummy pulled in, pull the chest forward. And if you want to increase that stretch, you can lift your chest a little higher. Just 15 more seconds. All right, so to come out of this, we're just going to unlock the fingers, turn the hands, the palms face up, let those arms drop down. All right. Cool. All right, so next one, we're going to be seated. Bring that camera down a bit lower. It's easier. There we go. All right. So we're going to do some work basically on our lats and obliques now. So feet out in front of you. We're going to sit here. Left foot comes underneath. We're going to bring the right foot over the top here. Okay, so already in this stretch, you should have a slight stretch going on in that, the right outside part of your glutes. Here, so you bring that hand up, so left hand up, and then we're just going to lean to the left. To the right, sorry. Cool. All right, and let's change sides. So left hand up, into the right. Cool. All right, let's change legs around again. We're going to make this a little bit harder. Okay, so palms together, lift your fingers together, bring them overhead, and then we just do a slight bend to the left, pushing up as tall as you can. So lock out those elbows, push up tall, back to the middle, and then we're just going to bend to the right slightly, kicking the hips as far to the left as you can. Back to the center, and just undo those hands. And we'll swap the legs around again. Okay, hands together again. Bring them up overhead, and we're just going to bend slightly to the right first. So push those hands up, lock those elbows out, back to the center, and then we're going to go to the left. And back to center, bring those hands down. Cool. All right. So for our long stretch this evening, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be face down on the floor. All right, nice and straight. Make sure that your face isn't going to be down on something super dusty because you're going to be down here a while.
we're going to have a couple of books or something. Like these are only, what, about 5-6 centimeters high. And what we can do is, positions we'll be looking at are going to be, this would be your starting position. This would be a really nice position to get into your pecs and your deltoids. If you bring the hands a bit higher up, we're going to get more into the deltoids. If we bring them lower down, we're going to spend more time in the pecs. Okay, so you can choose where you want to stretch more. If you've got really tight pecs, and you can bring these down, like for instance, if you did the workout on Tuesday, you can bring these down close to your body, bring your head down, and it'll be quite a small stretch. And then coming up so that your elbows are in line with your shoulders, we'll be getting into shoulders and pecs. And then if you bring them up a little bit higher so that your elbows are in line with the top of your head, we'll get more into those deltoids. Okay, it's a very simple stretch. Make yourself comfortable because it's going to be 7 minutes long. So it's going to be a really long stretch. But because it's so gentle, we're just trying to ease ourselves into it. All right, what's going on there? Nope, that would be a 7 second. All right, I'm an idiot. So for this, higher is not necessarily better. Okay, you should just be able to feel that stretch. Start the clock when everyone's nice and comfortable. Excellent. All right, clock will start. There we go. Right, guys. So let's bring those hands down off the blocks. Slowly bring yourself up. Ooh. Lovely. Ian, wake James up.
I almost fell asleep.
That's fine. That's good. I think I have a permanent imprint of my carpet on my forehead now.
I was just thinking that as well.
Yeah, it's all right. Yours blends in with your jumper.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. All right, guys. So we'll finish there tonight.
Thank you very much.